Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what we've just heard could be one of the most game-changing moves in this NFL offseason. Reports are swirling about a blockbuster trade involving Patrick Surtain, the Denver Broncos cornerback, heading to the Green Bay Packers. And trust me, this isn't just some rumor. Sources like Adam Schefter are leaking details that make it seem like this deal could become a reality very soon. If it happens, it could seriously shake up the NFC North and reshape the Packers' chances of making a deep playoff run this season. Now, let's break down what this trade could mean. Patrick Surtain, a two-time Pro Bowler, has proven himself as one of the premier shutdown corners in the league. His ability to lock down top receivers and neutralize the best WRs in the league is well known among NFL fans and analysts alike. Surtain's coverage skills are elite. He boasts a career PFF grade of around 84.5, with a coverage rating of nearly 90%. That kind of talent on the outside can make a huge difference for any secondary, especially for a team like the Packers, who have been looking to bolster their defensive backfield to keep up in a division filled with talented quarterbacks and prolific offenses. The Broncos, sitting at 4-6 with a 45% third down conversion defense, are clearly in rebuild mode. Their defense has been decent but not enough to be a true contender, and they're reportedly capping Surtain's salary at around $18 million for this season. Given their struggles, allowing 251 points, with opponents averaging over 25 points per game, it makes sense that they'd consider trading a player of Surtain's caliber for future assets. The proposed deal involves the Broncos sending Surtain to Green Bay in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft. That's a significant return, but it signals that the Packers are serious about shoring up their secondary to challenge the division and make a playoff push. From the Packers' perspective, this is a shrewd move, with a cap space of roughly $3 million. Green Bay has room to maneuver and bring in a player of Surtain's caliber without creating financial chaos. The secondary has been a point of concern this season, especially with key players sidelined or struggling with injuries. For example, Jaire Alexander has been fantastic when healthy, but the depth behind him has been inconsistent. Surtain's addition would provide a stabilizing force, giving the Packers a true shutdown corner who can take on the league's best WRs and allow other defenders to play more aggressively. Looking at the stats, Surtain's impact is undeniable. He's averaging 32 solo tackles and 8 assists in what's been a strong 2025 season. His total of 2 interceptions, along with 5 pass deflections, shows he's capable of creating turnovers, which is vital for a team looking to flip the field and generate momentum. His PFF grade of 86.7 ranks him among the top 5 cornerbacks in the league, and his coverage rating of 90% is among the best. What really sets him apart is his ability to limit big plays. His expected points added, EPA, per target is a remarkable 22, meaning he's actively reducing the offensive success of opponents. If you look deeper into his career, Surtain has shown consistency and durability, with 0 injuries in his 10 games played this season. His blend of man coverage, 88%, and zone coverage, 92%, makes him adaptable to different defensive schemes. His ability to contest passes, 35%, and his success in coverage, 90%, highlight how he can lock down even the most talented receivers. The Packers haven't had a true lockdown corner in quite some time, and bringing in Surtain could be exactly what's needed to elevate their defense to a new level. Now, why would the Broncos be willing to part ways with such a key player? Well, at 4-6, they're focusing on rebuilding and shedding Surtain's hefty salary frees up cap space, allowing them to develop their younger players or pursue other strategic moves. The Broncos are also likely looking toward the future, and a first-round pick in 2026 gives them a valuable asset to build around. Meanwhile, the Packers, who currently have a modest cap room, see Surtain as a perfect fit to bolster their secondary immediately, especially with Jaire Alexander and the rest of the defensive backs needing reinforcement. This move could have a profound impact on how Green Bay approaches the rest of the season. Their defense, which has been solid but occasionally vulnerable, would gain a major upgrade with Surtain's presence. His ability to neutralize top receivers means opposing quarterbacks will think twice before throwing in his direction. That, in turn, could open up more opportunities for the Packers, pass rush, and other defensive players to make plays. Plus, with the division so tightly contested, the NFC North is always a battleground. Having a shutdown corner like Surtain could be the difference between winning or losing key games. Let's not forget the psychological boost this could give the entire team. When you acquire a player of Surtain's caliber, it elevates everyone's confidence. The defensive backfield becomes more cohesive and aggressive, knowing they have a true lockdown corner holding down one side of the field. It also sends a message to the rest of the league that Green Bay is serious about contending. The NFC North, historically known for its tough, physical football, is about to see the Packers step up their game, and Surtain's addition could be the catalyst for a deep playoff run. Of course, there are still some questions. Will the trade go through? Will the Broncos agree to part ways with Surtain for a first-rounder? And how quickly can Surtain integrate into the Packers' defensive scheme? These are all factors that will unfold in the coming days, but the signs point to a real possibility that this move could be finalized soon. If it does, look for Green Bay to become even more formidable, especially in the secondary, which has often been a weak spot in recent seasons. Looking at the bigger picture, this potential trade also fits into the Packers' broader strategy. They've been building a team with a mix of young talent and experienced veterans, aiming for a quick turnaround. Adding a player like Surtain, who's only 25 years old, aligns perfectly with their desire to develop a core that can contend for years to come. It also signals a shift in how they view their defense, no longer just a good unit, but one that can be dominant. And for fans, this is incredibly exciting. Imagine the Packers' secondary with Surtain lining up across from Jair Alexander, both of them locking down the top receivers in the league. Opposing quarterbacks would have to think twice before throwing on Green Bay's side of the field. It's the kind of upgrade that can transform a defense from good to elite, something the Packers have been striving for over the past few seasons. Now, let's talk about the NFC North for a moment. This division has always been competitive, with teams like the Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions, and Chicago Bears all vying for supremacy. Adding Surtain to the Packers' roster could tip the scales in their favor, especially if it helps contain some of the division's most dangerous pass catchers. The Lions, for instance, have a prolific passing game led by Jared Goff, and containing that attack is key if Green Bay wants to stay atop the standings. The Vikings, with their own high-powered offense, would also find it tougher to find open receivers against a secondary featuring Surtain. From a strategic standpoint, this move also signals that the Packers aren't just aiming for a playoff appearance, but are setting their sights on deep postseason success. They've already shown resilience and growth this season, and adding a player like Surtain could be the final piece needed to push them over the edge. It's reminiscent of the kind of bold moves that championship teams make, bringing in game-changers mid-season to improve their odds. Moreover, the impact of this trade could extend beyond just the 2024 season. With a first-round pick in 2026 potentially coming from Denver, the Packers could be setting themselves up for future success, whether that's through drafting more talent or making additional strategic moves. It's a bold gamble, but one that could pay off handsomely if Surtain continues to perform at his current level. As we look ahead, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and this potential trade is a perfect example of how teams are reevaluating their rosters and making bold decisions to stay competitive. For the Green Bay Packers, this move could be the spark they need to reestablish themselves as a dominant force in the league. With a talented secondary now potentially in place, they're better equipped to handle the league's top offenses and keep pace with the best in the NFC. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet, and fans will have to stay tuned for official confirmation. But if this trade goes through, it will undoubtedly be one of the biggest stories of the NFL offseason and a major talking point for Packers fans everywhere. The anticipation is building, and the excitement is palpable. This could be the move that defines the Packers' season and sets them up for a deep playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance. So keep your eyes peeled, Packers fans. Big things are happening, and this potential Surtain II trade could be just the start of an exciting new chapter for Green Bay. The NFC North is about to get even more intense, and the Packers are positioning themselves as serious contenders. It's an exhilarating time to be a fan, and we'll be here to bring you all the latest updates as they unfold. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's get ready to cheer on a team that's looking to make history once again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Are you excited about the possibility of certain donning the green and gold? Do you think he's the missing piece for a deep playoff run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.